Hey, do you know what time it is? That's right. It's time for Coach Lindy's podcast. The podcast to get you moving. Hi, I'm Lindy Hutchinson, a certified life mastery consultant with the Brave Thinking Institute. As a life coach, I help others transform their life as I have mine. It's not easy, but it is possible, and it most certainly is worth it. Each week, I'll share insights that inform, inspire, and ignite in you your desire to create a life that you love. So let's find out what's going on this week. Greetings. Welcome to the podcast. We are continuing our series of the suffragettes, men and women who opened doors and helped create legislation and staged protests and had magazines and books and such written about them and what they promoted that has helped us today. Last week we talked about Marlo Thomas, a very pretty lady who is alive as of this recording in April 2026, and how she's a pretty face, but she also did a lot to change the way women were viewed in the workplace. And this week, we're talking about another lady who is 92 as of this recording, and it is Gloria Steinem. For those of you who are seeing the video, that's a picture of Gloria. She was very active in politics, and though some people may not have liked her then, the fact is she did a lot to raise awareness about women in the workplace and then all over the world. And she was a voice, and even now, as an elderly lady, she speaks out and has never compromised. She was married for a short time. She never had children, and her life pretty much was devoted to furthering the interests of women and minorities. So she was born, I'm going to get ahead of myself here. She was born in Ohio. Her dad was a traveling salesman. Her mom had some emotional problems. They travel about in a trailer. Her dad was an antique salesman. And apparently money was tight. Things were inconsistent. Something of note I thought was interesting, a side note, is that one of her grandmothers on her dad's side, she actually was chairperson in the National Women's Suffrage Association in the early 1900s, and a delegate, to the 1908 International Council of Women. So activism ran in the family. Back to Gloria in her early days. After her parents divorced, and her mom was 34, and they were really struggling. Gloria was only 10 years old. She began to realize how the workplace was not friendly to women and not conducive to helping them. Her mother had a lot of emotional and apparently some psychological challenges, and she noticed that the doctors were not particularly empathetic and really had not too much interest in helping her. So we can see how she began to form an attitude of needing to advance. In fact, that's our power word for the week, advancement. She was someone who was interested in advancement in her career and in women's rights and even in healthcare. And she spent her entire life being active politically, and she became a journalist. She ended up in the 1950s spending a couple of years in India as a Chester Bowles, I'm saying that wrong, sorry, Asian fellow. She was influenced heavily by Mahatma Gandhi, and she has spent, from that point on, that was in the 1950s, She demonstrated a keen interest in especially young women throughout the world and helping them to rise their economic situation and their health concerns. She wrote an article in 1962 about contraception, and today to talk about that is no big deal, but in 1962 that was a very big deal, and she submitted it to her editor, who didn't like the first draft, so she had to rewrite it. Unfortunately, they did publish it. And then was her breakthrough. One of the things that Gloria was known for is that 1963, she worked at the Playboy Bunny Mansion, the New York Playboy Club, where Hugh Hefner was. And she got a job as a bunny, and she wrote an article called A Bunny's Tale, and you'll see her in the little skimpy black skin-tight outfit with a little white tail. And she did an expose. It was pretty frank and obvious that women were pressured constantly for sex, and apparently that was a regular thing. And soon thereafter, she had trouble getting work. Fortunately, she was able to keep going. There was a slow period, but the next, about 2 years later, she interviewed John Lennon for Cosmo magazine, Cosmopolitan. Then in 1965, she starts writing for a weekly TV show. So anyway, there was a lull. It was a little bumpy, but she just kept going. And something that I found especially compelling, sorry, let me get to the page, is that in 1979, she wrote about something that a lot of us didn't even know was a thing. She wrote about female genital mutilation. Sorry, just went blank. Female genital mutilation. If you don't know what that is, brace yourself. It's horrible. And in the March 1979 issue of Ms. Magazine, who she co-founded, and it's still alive and well today, she reported that 75 million women suffer genital mutilation. And it's horrible. And again, she was a voice talking about something that a lot of us, I didn't know until probably about 40 years ago. That's the first time I heard about it. But it really was something put upon women by men who ruled in different parts of the world, and it was horrible, is horrible, still goes on today. So if you know Gloria Steinem and you don't agree with her politics, I respect that, but she did speak up about things that hurt people, women, and she opened doors. There's a documentary, at least one documentary I saw about her, many books, many magazines. There's some that she's written, a lot that she's written, and then some movies and books about her. So this week, advancement. She continued to advance. It didn't matter that she wasn't popular. It didn't matter that she ruffled feathers. She was advancement. And the Train Your Brain thought is, Gloria, this bunny bites. So she didn't mince words when it came to the article. She made some enemies, but she kept going. So in our, hey, that's funny file, or at least interesting, Bo Derek. You remember Bo Derek? She said, whoever said money can't buy happiness did not know where to shop. So thank you, Bo, and thank you, Gloria Steinem, and thank you for everyone who is a part of the suffragette, and you probably are working and making sure that doors are open and glass ceilings are broken, and we all can achieve a higher level of living our best life, and creating our vision and dream and making that come true because we deserve it. Right? So I will look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care and enjoy your time. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for joining me this week. I look forward to being with you every week. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, please email me at coachlindy@lindyhutchinson.com. My name is spelled L-Y-N-D-I, so it's Coach Lindy, L-Y-N-D-I, at Lindy Hutchinson, LYNDIHUTCHINSON.com. I value what your input is, and I'm always open up for suggestions and ideas. If you will like and or subscribe to this podcast, that would be wonderful. I appreciate it. And I enjoy anything that you might want to send in, or if you would like some more information about coaching, send me an email and I will get back with you, and we'll talk about how you can create your best life. Have a good week. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.